Welcome to Smartwatch Tics, a YouTube channel dedicated to smartwatches, and here's the situation. Holidays are coming. You know you want a smartwatch, and you want to know which one you're going to ask for the holidays. You ready? Here we go. Good choices you're looking at, the No.1 G5 or the No.1 G6. I know, it's kind of hard to decide, and they're similar, but they are different. So let's take a look at the differences first of all. Obviously, you can see on the bezel that the first thing we've got is a compass kind of a look with the numbers around the inner part of the bezel here. It's fixed, it doesn't turn. Here, again, fixed and doesn't turn. We just have little markings. So this is more of a sporty kind of a watch, and this one, well, it could double for sport, look at the band, or dress, either way. Okay. And speaking of bands, what have we got? We have a rubbery silicone kind of band, not too stretchy. And this one is definitely the more stretchy silicone band on the G6. Here's an interesting note. These bands are removable. Yes, indeed. In fact, the G6 ships with two different bands. You can put on a dressier black with white stitching band, or you have the sporty Tron kind of a look. That's all with the G6. The G5 band is not removable. It is in here fixed. You're not going to change out this band, so you're going to have to love this band because that's what it comes with. And if it breaks, well, it is an inexpensive watch after all. But I digress. We are taking more of a look at the differences between the two. These are both the black versions of the watches. The screen size is exactly the same. The watch faces, I'm pretty sure, are the same. Let's take a look at those real quick. We can scroll. Now this is a face that you can add to these watches from the app, to both of them. They both link to a thing called the Fundu Wear app, and from that you can actually install additional faces. So that was good to show. Here, those are the same. You've got that one, and that one, and that one, and we're back in circle again. So you have the same faces. That's no difference there. And the buttonology, well, that's where we're different. The buttonography places two buttons, one above the other on this one. The buttonography on this one has those same two buttons, but it has a button in the middle. And they do different things. So let's break that down. On the G5, this center button turns it on and off. The upper button puts you automatically into stopwatch mode, and you start it and you stop it from that same button. Really good for timing your sports, okay? Center one brings you back. Bottom one takes you to your step counter, where you've set a goal, and it'll calculate your kilocalories burned and your distance, and you hit stop and start, probably there or here, right? Yeah, I guess that just got you into it. You hit the start and stop from right here. It's obviously not changing because I'm not moving, but if I were moving and walking or running, that would give me an indicator. So this watch is really good if you're going to be doing a sporting activity that involves steps. You just tap here to start and stop your stopwatch. Reset it. And you start and stop down below your step counter. That's how the buttons work on this one. Oh, and the middle one, that just brings you back from wherever you are. If you're deep inside of settings, for example, you press that button, brings you right back. Let's take a look at the G6. The G6, two buttons. One at the top, turns it on. Second push does nothing but make it beep. The bottom one turns it on, turns it off. Okay? Now, when you get deep into things like the settings, if you press the bottom button, you go back right to the menu. However, if you press the top button, you go back one level until you get back to the main menu. So that's the traditional layout on here of these two buttons. When you press and hold the center button or the bottom button, it'll turn the watch off, of course. Okay, let's take a look at the apps that are installed. They look pretty much similar, if not identical. So we've got pretty much the same operating system and installed core apps in both watches. The weather app, that's something that I was able to install again from downloading from the FunDoWear app. You could do that on this watch as well. And then we're back to the dialer and SMS and contacts and all of that stuff. So those are the same. The settings, they're pretty much the same too. I did notice in the display, we have a tiny difference here that you have brightness and screen timeout. Here you have a main menu style that you can change, and the brightness and the screen timeout. So it's got the entry for 4 apps and no other choice. So in a sense, this is a leftover from another operating system or a use on a different watch that didn't get eliminated when they put it on here, because it's really dysfunctional. You really just have the brightness and the screen timeout. Okay, that's a good overview of the watches. How about their thickness? Come here, you guys. Get close together. Hug up. My, they look really about the same. This is a little more brushed finish. This is shinier. On the side is the USB charger port. They're both identical in that regard. The little microphone is down here. It's right there on this one. The backs, now let's see, I want to make sure these are in the right order. So the buttons are on this side. If I flip them this way, buttons are on the same side. So here's a difference. The heart rate monitor is on this side of the watch. It's on the button side of the watch here. It's opposite the buttons here. And it's a different kind of a layout. And this has got kind of a glass back, whereas this has got a basic plastic back. All of them held in with 4 screws. So I don't know. How does the heart rate monitor work? Is there anything different about that? Let's check it out, because that's about the only difference we really see here. And you get a chance to see the watch on. So I'm not going to tighten it all the way up, but I'm going to hold it on here for doing the heart rate. And we'll let it calculate. In the meantime, better hold it still. You get a chance to see the G5 watch actually on. And again, this is really good for sports because you got the 3 buttons, the top and bottom ones used for stopwatch and for tracking your distance. Okay, it's giving me about 84 beats per minute. Let's leave that one on. You notice the green diode's still on. So we're still trying to do a continuous measurement of that. 84, remember that. Bluetooth, no, we're not going to connect to Bluetooth right now. We're doing heart rate. And let's put this one on. Alrighty, we'll hit start. And this is what the G6 looks like with its bands. I mean, they really are very, very similar. Pretty much the same innards. Notice this is giving you a date underneath the heart rate, and it's stopped. So the other one may be in a continuous mode, and this one may be in a one-time measurement mode. And I'm not sure how you actually would go about changing that. Oh, there we go. We flipped down. We can go into mode. Yeah, see, that was once. This is repeat. Let's try that again then, just so you see. And if it works that way on this one, I'm sure it works that way on the other one. So if you want to do a continuous monitoring, you have it in that continuous mode. And it'll give you its first reading, and then it'll adjust it as necessary. So both of them are making good skin contact. They're both giving me numbers. I'm not sure about the believability of those numbers. That looks closer. 75 is what I would guess. But I'm talking in active, so 84 could be possible. Anyway, you're probably not going to use this for absolute. Most likely you'll use this for range. If you're working out, if you've calculated what your maximum heart rate should be for your age and health, and you check your pulse with this periodically, you can make sure you're staying in your proper exercise zone. You could also use it to see what your recovery time is. Yeah, there it goes. And it's in the continuous mode. Okay, No.1 G5, No.1 G6. But wait, there's more. In addition to the black with sports strapped G6, you can also get yourself a G6 that looks like this. Same two buttons, metal, in this case stainless steel, silver. Whoops, it's the bottom button that turns it on. Stainless steel silver. Set the G5 aside for a moment. This is the G6, the same on both of them. Okay, time is off because they're not all synchronized together, so it's whatever that time happened to be when I was last playing with them. Thickness is the same. The back is basically the same. The diodes are the same. It's the same watch. You also can get the sports band in silver, and you've got the metal band in black as well, if you want to get the black with the dressy metal band. And how does this one look on? Well, I put it on, slap it over and snap it, and there you go. You notice it's got the flip to view feature as well. That's on all three of them. So now you have something to go by on your decision on which tethering watch you want. These do tether very nicely. You can make and receive phone calls with them. I have good video reviews up on all two of these watches, this and this version of watch, the G6 and the G5. And I have buying links in the notes below on this YouTube channel. So if you like these watches, if you're interested in getting them, please check the notes below and select one of those links to purchase, and that way we get credit and the watch folks keep sending us watches for review. All right, you've been watching Smartwatch Tics YouTube channel. Appreciate a thumbs up and a subscription. If you like what you're seeing here, we've got a lot more to come.